It does.
How's your week been?
My week's been insanity. So, last week I had people reach out to me to sell 20 acres of land on
Oh,
the Eastern
right.
Shore.
Whatever happened to that?
So, I
Was it
talked to
fake?
them. I think so. Everything in my gut is saying it's fake. So, I try to trick them over and over again. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, if you want me to list this, that's fine. I need email addresses for both you. I'll need both of your photo IDs. And then, I'll need any documentation you have on the property. Not even like 2 minutes later, I have both of their photo
Yeah, you
IDs,
showed
a
me
soil test.
hers.
Yeah. And even a handwritten letter about the property. I'm like, okay, there could be ways for them to get these things. So I'm like, maybe it's real, maybe it's not. And I just kind of was dragging my feet with them. And the guy called me a couple days later. He's like, I haven't heard back from you. I'm like, I'm sorry. I was just looking at like property values and what I think you might be able to sell it for. So the tax assessed value is like 160. So I was like,
Okay.
I think because you don't have perk testing, we could probably sell it for 125. He's like, all right, let me check with the boss, meaning his wife. And I'm like, all right. And he calls me not even 5 minutes later. He's like, that'll work for us. I'm like,
And what did they think it was worth initially?
well, the tax assessed is 160. This is 20 acres of land that's wooded that you could probably build on. It's probably buildable. I'm like, this is just crazy.
Is it buildable land?
It can be, yeah. So
And
they're allowed to get a sand mount
how many,
septic.
how much trees and all that?
The whole thing is trees,
So you'd have to
basically.
knock
Yeah.
everything down.
Well, some you'd have to knock down enough room for the house and like the workers around the house, but like it is buildable and it's 20 acres.
Oh, so none of it's like preserved like
Mm-mm.
by any
Nope.
county or
None of
anything.
it has any of that. So my first test was asking for the ID. They passed that. The IDs looked a little funny, but like when I put them both through Chat GPT, it was like it's hard to tell if these are fakes. They have the holograms, they have everything. It was
Right.
it was pretty perfect. So I was like, all right. And then my next test was the price. I was like, I'm gonna give them a low ball price. And like there's no way they're gonna accept that. They accepted it. And I was like, you never asked me about commission. I was like, my commission is, blank amount of dollars. And he didn't argue that at all. He's like, all right, sounds good. I was like, all right, I'm going to drop all the paperwork. I'll send it over to you. And I'm thinking, this is the point where they're going to give up. They're going to read this paperwork where I'm telling them to put in there if there's a conservation easement, all that kind of stuff. They sign it within hours.
But let me ask you something. If somebody buys the land to get it perked and ready for build, I mean, that could cost double, triple what they pay for the land. Double, maybe.
Maybe perk testing's a few $1,000s.
Yeah, but what's the
Um,
real
the
expensive?
expensive one is feasibility studies,
Right,
all of
right.
that, and zoning if you have to do anything with zoning. So this was agricultural, but also residential. I mean, you can build on agricultural. So like, yeah, the buyer would have had to spend some money, but the thing is, like, I was just geeked out by the whole thing. But they signed the paperwork, which just shook me. I was like, okay, and they did it all right because I was going to use the paperwork and keep going back to buy myself time to send a certified letter to the home address in Pennsylvania.
Is that where they live in
Yes. So the
Pennsylvania?
SDOT, the true owners matched everything on the photo IDs. So I have their home address. So I'm like, I'm going to
Did
send
you ask
certified
them what their
mail.
home address was?
I
And
didn't
they
need to. It was on their photo IDs.
really?
Yeah.
And it was a real Pennsylvania driver's license?
Yeah. And one
I
was a
mean,
photo
maybe it
ID.
is right. What was the story behind it? How long have
So
they had it, or what did they buy it?
they've had it since for basically ever. I mean, I
Was it
guess it was
family
passed down.
land?
Yeah, I think so. So it ends up, they're pushing me and pushing me. And I thought the paperwork, oh, I'm going to be able to go back to them and buy myself a few days while I send the certified mail. No, like they did it all right. So I called Tina on Saturday. I'm like, what do I do? She's like, go ahead and list it and then do the certified mail, do all the things. And at this point, it's getting late on a Saturday. I'm not going to make it to the post office. So I was like, that's going to have to wait till Monday. So I go ahead and I post it online. And right away, I'm getting showing requests. I'm getting phone calls. I'm getting all of that because it was so underpriced.
Right, right.
So the very next day, there's two showings scheduled. And one of the agents calls me. He's like, hey, Ruthann, I think we have a little problem here. I'm like, uh-oh. He's like, I got here to the property and there's big signs on the trees that say private property, attention realtors, this property is not for sale. And I'm like, oh, yep, yep.
So did you call them?
So I did. No answer. So I text
Right,
them
now
a
they're
picture.
MIA.
Yeah, exactly. So I text them a picture. I'm like, this was just found on the land. I'm canceling our agreement. I can't have this online with these photos. I was like, I don't know what else to tell you. I said, this was my next test. I said, if you all want this relisted, Here's my office address. Let me know when you come into my office in person and we can get this relisted. So 24 hours later, he calls me.
What do you say?
He's like, "Oh, I forgot to take those down. I'm sorry for all the complications and confusion." I was like, "It's all good. Here's what we're gonna do." I said, "I'm gonna send you certified mail, and you're gonna have to respond to that mail when you get it using that exact envelope, put it in the thing and everything, and send it back to me, and then I'll know that this is okay." And he's like, "Well, I'm out of state." I'm like, "Yeah, I know you are. You're in Pennsylvania." And he's like, no, my daughter has cancer, so I'm in Georgia with
You're
her
a
at the
freaking
hospital."
liar, dude.
Right.
Here it
So he's
comes.
giving me the sob story about
All right,
how
well, I'll
her
send it to your
children need
wife.
help and he
Yeah.
needs to be there for the children and the dad's out of the picture and they need this money from the land sale for her cancer treatments, the whole spiel. So basically I told him, I was like, I'll see if there's any other way to do this, but for now I have to leave it the way it is. He's like, "Well, get back to me and let me know." Texted me good morning and then he called me during our meeting this morning. So I'm ignoring him at this point. I've put enough time and effort into it. Like I have looked up the owners on Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere I can, sent the owner a message on LinkedIn, but they might not see that. I sent who I think might be the owner a message on Facebook Messenger. I don't know
Did
if
they
she's going
look
to see it.
the same?
No, it's hard to tell. Her photos on Facebook are so old that it's like, could
But
this
do they
be
look
her?
like the license?
Kind of, but not really. Not
And
really.
who's the guy?
The guy's the husband, so it's a husband and wife, and like he's got a more normal name. I'm not going to say it on here, but he's got a pretty normal name.
But is he on her Facebook?
No, and
Right, right.
That's confusing right there because they own it together, and I'm like, this is weird. Like all of it is just weird.
It sounds like it's a scam.
It's got to be. So I also went and searched the wife's name, and I was able to find like, oh, is it this person? It's got the right age, right, like home area, all of that. She's got like 8 different phone numbers, and so did he. Like all these different phone numbers in the last few years, and I'm like, is this the scammers opening
Right.
phones under those? Because when I forewarned the phone number, nothing came up. And I'm like, this is just craziness. So I reached out to one of the most recent cell phones, and the lady wrote back, was like, "Yeah, this is not her." I'm like, dang.
I wonder if they're the people that are calling you, or are they calling from a Pennsylvania area code?
I don't know.
Because I can tell you.
It would be, let me see. Where is his phone number? He was just calling me today. It is a 410. So no, it is a Maryland phone number.
yeah.
But also, why do you have a 410 when that? But I also found his name that was related to her name in this like people finder thing. And it said that he lives here in Maryland. I'm like, this is all just a hot mess. This is a hot mess.
He lives in Maryland, has a PA license, and is physically in Georgia.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So basically, the bottom line is
And have you talked to her?
no.
Oh, yeah, I'd want to talk to her.
Right, me too. So now it's at the point where it's like I've put too much time and effort into something that I know is a scam. I
Yeah.
went to the
I would lead it along. I'm a jerk.
I
like
did a little
that.
bit. So I called Pennsylvania State Police, told them the situation. The lady's like, "How do I even know who you are?" She's like, "Go to your local police department." I was like, Thanks for your help." So I go to the local precinct in Towson, and they were like, "Well, where's the property? Like, where's the scam?" And I was like, "Oh, it's out in Queen Anne's County." And she's like, "You're gonna have to go out to Queen Anne's County Police Department." I'm like, okay, now this has gone too far. I'm not driving 2 hours. And that's the other part of the scam. So this is what the scammers do. They find land that's for sale with out of state owners. And then they find a realtor like myself that lives hours from said land, knowing that it's going to be very difficult for us to go out and check on the land and do anything with it.
Right.
So
That's why I'd be so nervous about if I own
Yeah.
land. I would be so scared. Like
Oh, yeah.
anybody can just take it.
I would have Wi-Fi there somehow and cameras up all the time. Like anybody could just come and
Yeah,
take it. It's crazy.
It's just unreal
Yeah.
and people do that, like in lying about
Oh, yeah.
cancer.
Oh, it's
It's
crazy.
insanity. I would tell the guy, look, unless you can get me the deed
Right.
or something that proves that
It
you
doesn't
own
even do
this.
it because I can get the deed on public record.
right,
Anybody
right.
can. So yeah, so it's like everything I have thought of, like it's just not going to work. So I did end up sending the certified mail, and they said it'll be there Friday. And I'm like, why is it so slow? So like, come Friday, I'm hoping
And
the
so
actual
certified
owners will
mail,
call.
that means somebody has to
Sign
receive
for
it.
it. Somebody has
Well,
to
what if
sign
they're
for it.
not home though?
I don't know. I'm just.
I think they leave they gotta meet them at the post office
Yeah.
or something.
I think at this point, like even their home address is 2 hours from me. So I was tempted to drive up to their house.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's like the amount of time, gas, effort. Like, I'd rather just walk away from this.
Right. Like, I just think that,
But I'm kind of a jerk too. So I
yeah,
kind
like,
of want
I
to get
would
these
mess
people
with
in
the
trouble.
guy. Like, I
Right.
wouldn't go out of my way to do too much more, but I would still mess with the
I
guy. Like,
know.
tell me more about, like, where in Georgia are you? What
Right.
hospital are you at? I want to send flowers or
Right.
some
I wanted to be like, all
shit.
right, walk yourself into a local police station in Georgia and have the police call me from the station phone number so I can check that phone number and have them verify your ID.
Yeah, or something. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like there's legit signs on trees. Like, is there any houses near there that you could call the owner and be like,
There
"Do you know who
is.
owns this land?"
Well, they know who owns it. It's the same name, but I mean, the only thing
But
I could do,
send them the ID.
that's what I might do is, and I don't, but I also don't want to put this much effort into it anymore. I'm so bored with it now. And I've gotten a million phone calls about this land, but that is the picture. It says private property, no trespassing. And then it says attention realtors, and it's spelled awfully funny. Property not for sale. It's like,
You ever
okay.
been to the land?
I haven't because the land is an hour and 45 minutes and across the Bay Bridge.
Right, and you've never met the sellers
Nope, never met
or
them in person.
the sell whatever they
And
are.
the agent that called me with the photos, he actually lives like 5 miles from the property. And he's like, I bet you this has been an ongoing thing. And then another agent called me later on Sunday. She lives on that road. And she's like, we've had these scams before. That's
You
probably why
should
they
have
have the
sent them
signs
the
up.
IDs and said, "Are these the owners?"
I don't know if she knows. So the owners have probably never even been to the land. It's just
Right,
raw
right,
trees. So like it's just getting crazy. And I had one broker called me about it and he was like, have you tried looking up their next door neighbors on the MLS and reaching out to their next door neighbors in Pennsylvania and asking them to verify or asking them to have them call you? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get their home address, but
But
I
you're
don't have their
not a
phone numbers.
PI.
I know, I'm not.
Also,
I'm not
like
a
all
PI.
this for $150,000 land deal, which
Right.
again, whatever, money's money, but the amount of time you're
Right.
putting in, you could have gotten two $500,000
Exactly. And that's why
deals or
Tina was
whatever.
like, give up on this. She's like, you know in
Yeah.
your heart of hearts that this is a scam.
Yeah,
And I'm
like
like,
the
I
guy,
do.
if he's so eager to call and give you whatever you want, but
Right.
as soon as you mention come by my office, all of a
24
sudden
hours
he's
silence.
in Georgia,
Yeah.
and you should be like, "Oh, well, I have to take a road trip. I can meet you there."
I should be
So,
like, buy me a plane ticket to Georgia and I'll be
right,
there.
like
Actually, I'm going to be there in
like
June.
unfortunately, with the sign and you not meeting me face to face, it's just too risky for me to
It's wild.
move forward.
It's wild.
It's not right. So anyway,